Finally, on the Solomons, the Prime Minister won't elaborate on what the Australian government reaction would be were his red line to be crossed, as he called it, a red line, if there were a Chinese military base to be set up in the Solomons. Is that appropriate that he won't go into speculating around such detail, given the sensitivity of all this?
I think what we're seeing here, Kieran, is an attempt by the Prime Minister to mop up the incredibly incompetent mess he's made of national security and foreign policy in the Pacific. Scott Morrison dropped the ball when it came to the Pacific, and Australia is less secure as a result. Scott Morrison created a void in the Pacific. He didn't even go once he received the warnings that the Solomon Islands were contemplating a deal with China. He didn't go. He didn't bother to send Maurice Payne, his foreign minister. He just did as he did with the bushfires and with the floods and with the vaccines. He ignored the warnings and acted too little, too late. Now we have China on our doorstep, some 1,600 kilometres from Cairns, with a foothold in the Pacific. And Scott Morrison's now trying to clean up his mess. I think what we're seeing here is a Prime Minister chest beating and talking tough. It's empty rhetoric coming from a government that has so mishandled these crucial relationships in our Pacific family.
So you think are you suggesting he's inflating this as an issue because it's going to play potentially in the favour of the coalition, a khaki election?
No, I think he's playing defence here, Kieran. He knows he's messed up. Everyone out in the Australian community can see that he's dropped the ball. This is a massive foreign policy and national security failure, probably the most significant since World War II. And now we have a Prime Minister out there doing as he always does, trying to talk a big game, but the Australian people know after the bushfires, floods and the vaccine failures that Scott Morrison promises big and delivers little.
Kristina, Keneally, thanks. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.